Okay, let's start. So FAQs, FAQs related to directed writing. These are the few things that students usually ask from me. The first question is just should we mention that text A says this and text B says that, all right? Which means blah blah blah. Okay. So a straight away answer of for this one is no. You should not mention the text A says this and text B says this. The second question that the students they asked me, so should we mention the name of the writers? Should we mention the name writers writers name of text A and text B? Okay. And the answer is yes, you may. Yes, you may do that. Okay. All right. Now, yes, you may do that. For instance, this is the text that I'm opening in front of me right now. Um, and we'll take few examples from here. I hope we have done this homework article multiple times. All right. Like it was a letter to the principal, and it's a paper of 2024, May, June, which says that write a letter to your principal telling that, okay, so suggesting whether or not homework should be banned or not. All right. So, so this is the reply. This is the this is something I'm copying from examiner report to your Word file to answer this one. Okay, so this is a reply from examiner. It says, um, here we go. Most candidates attempted to include some evaluation in their own conclusion, but not all were successful. Some candidates simply stated their own opinion. I believe that social media is dangerous and should be banned for young people. This could not be credited as valuation. All right. As the candidate did not link their opinion with the specific text, with the specific ideas in the text. Okay. So this is, I'm going to tell you very clearly. So if you just write, like I've seen most of the responses that I've received so far, students are writing this statement. Students are writing this statement. Okay. In the end of the paragraph, they said, oh, in my opinion, this should not be done. But give a reason why this should not be done. And the reference has to be in close contact with the text. Whereas some candidates simply stated that their opinion, I believe the social media is dangerous and should be banned for young people. This could not be credited as evaluation as the candidate did not link their opinion with specific the ideas in the text. So you have to agree with the text. For example, stronger conclusion linked to one more ideas from the text. For example, it says, I agree with Sam that social media is dangerous as young people can be exposed to unsuitable content. Okay. So this is from the paper, I guess this is from paper of October, November 24. Right. Let me just open that one for all of you. Insert 2-1. Question number 2-1. Okay. Advantages and disadvantages of, let me share my entire screen. Okay, so that it's become easier for for me as well to navigate through the different windows. Okay. So I'm talking about this particular paper, right? Can you all see that paper on my screen? This is a paper of October, November 2024. There were two arguments given by one by Sam, 42 years, and one is Ali, 15 years old. And you can see the candidate examiner clearly mentioning it in the report that yes, you should refer to the name of the person. This is stronger conclusions linked to one or more ideas from the text. And it says, um, I agree. I agree with Sam that social media is dangerous as young people can be exposed to unsuitable content. A statement like this would be credited as evaluation as it offers judgment of a text, of an idea in the text. So something that you're giving opinion on your own, all right, without any reference to a text that is not credited. Okay. So we're talking about the FAQs, frequently asked questions related to directed writing. So students usually ask me, should we mention text that text A says this and text B says that? I said no. Second question, usually people ask me, should we mention the writer's name of the text A says this and text B? And I said, yes, you may. Okay. Because this is from the examiner report, and this is from practice that says if you agree with any of the writer of the text and mention it as an opinion, this will be considered as an evaluation. Any question till now, please put that in the chat window, or you can unmute your mic to talk to me. Okay, yes, Burada, I'll be explaining that all to you. We'll once we're done with these um yes, Talib it is. All right. So we need to look at these areas now. Okay. Any other question that you have? So I hope these both questions are very frequently being asked. Directed writing. Okay. And then should we mention the writer's name of from text A or text B? That is has to be there. Okay. Now the third thing is the third thing is और ऐसे मतलब डायरेक्ट नहीं बोलना कि ये text A says this, but if we use the character name from the text, okay, not the character name. Anish, we're talking about the writer's name. If you look at this one, this is the writer's name. Sam is the writer of the text A. Okay, he's mentioning his ideas that Sam says that people should be, social media should be I agree with the saying that social media is dangerous as young people can be exposed to unsuitable content. So you can mention the writer's name, not anyone else's names from the text. Okay, writer of the text. Okay, now next question that I usually get from the students is should we? All right, let me just write down. Should we make separate paragraphs for each? Should we make separate paragraph for each advantage, each side? All right. That is advantage, disadvantage, disadvantage, or an opinion. Okay. This is a question that usually being asked by the students. And this is the question that I usually tell them to be very much careful of. All right. Okay. So the answer is no. All right. Combine opposing ideas. Opposing ideas. Okay. Through evaluation. Evaluation. I don't know why people consider evaluation such a tricky thing. Evaluation. Evaluation simply means judgment. All right. Judge, Judgment, judgment. You are giving your judgment. Okay. That's it. The way we do often that whenever we look at anything, we say, oh, undoubtedly it is really, really interesting. Okay. So there are certain evaluative phrases that I'll be sharing with all of you. Okay. And we need to keep in mind. Okay. So, and that's what exactly the examiner says in his report. You know, I'll open it for you all. And all those things that I'm telling you, they are not actually coming from, obviously that's experience of teaching, but also, um, what are the guidelines of attempting a paper? Okay. Because ultimately what happens actually, the students say, सर इतनी अच्छा पेपर करके आए लेकिन नंबर नहीं मिले. तो नंबर इसलिए नहीं मिले कि you did not actually address those skills which are required. You did not follow those guidelines that were being told to you. Okay? All right. So that's what you need to keep in mind. Okay. So there we go. I'll make you read this statement from here. Okay. All right. So there we go. This is the one that I was annotating the other day. All right. So it says candidates should practice identifying the strength and weakness of an idea and present reasoned judgment to enhance the development and evaluation skill. So these three things should have go side by side. I'll copy it from here and I'll take it there. All right. Now, candidates should practice identifying the strength and weakness of an idea and presenting reasoned judgment to enhance the development and evaluation. And these things should be done together.
सर बाबर
Yes, sir, Talib.
सर लास्ट पैराग्राफ की तरफ ओपिनियन देना होता है सर या नहीं?
G.
और सर मतलब कितना एक सर लंबा होना चाहिए सर ओपिनियन?
Conclusion.
जी सर कंक्लूजन सर कितनी लाइंस का होना चाहिए?
Conclusion में you just recap whatever you have said. तो आपका तीन लाइंस से ज्यादा 3-4 लाइंस का ओके है बस. लास्ट पैराग्राफ
सर
वेरी शॉर्ट
और सर
वेरी ब्रीफ पैराग्राफ.
सर किसी भी पॉइंट के सर फेवर में बोल सकते हैं सर जिस तरह एडवांटेज कम
तो
बोले
वो
कि सर
पहले
इसका
भी आपने
एडवांटेज.
स्टार्ट ही लिया हुआ है ना. यू हैव ऑलरेडी टेकन वन साइड. You have to prioritize. That is my next question that I'm presenting over here. Okay, so wait for that, Talib. ठीक है? So what we have to do is you have to present your idea in the beginning also. ठीक है? और end पे आप उसको conclude भी कर रहे होते हैं. Okay, so wait for a while. Okay, let's address this question. Should we make separate paragraphs for each side? Please turn on the light. Okay, should we make separate paragraphs for each side? Advantages and disadvantages and opinion? The answer is no. Combine opposing ideas through evaluation and judgment. That's what you should do. Okay, so I'll pick few examples for all of you from here. Okay. Right. Hmm. Okay, so yes. Okay, for example, if you read this statement from here, it shows a combination of multiple things. For example, some candidates debated the usefulness of mobile for research against the risk of distraction, providing thoughtful analysis. Why are we combining opposing ideas together? We need to combine opposing ideas together so that we can build a debate. We can put our judgment on top of it. That is why combining both ideas is essential. Otherwise, तो एक साइड पहले एक पैराग्राफ में you're talking about one aspect, then you're talking about the second aspect. ठीक है, second paragraph में third paragraph में you're writing your opinion. But then that won't form, this way you will not outweigh one point to another. So in order to make it successfully, you have to do it point by point. For example, I'll just mention one example here. All right. For instance, there we go. I'm sure you all have read this paragraph, which is all about the use of mobile phones in schools. Should we use mobile phone in school or mobile phones are a distraction? Okay, this is the paper that we've already done in the class multiple times. That's why I'm taking examples from here. Okay, it says using mobile phone provide crucial safety for students by allowing instant communication in emergency. So rather than banning mobile phones, perhaps it would be better to allow their use at certain time of the day. For example, on the journey to and from school and when the students are most likely at risk. Now, see, this statement has a combination of three things. All right. It has the ideas from text A, it has the ideas from text B, and it has an evaluation also. See, so using mobile phone provides crucial safety for students by allowing instant communication in emergency. Okay, so this is one. I'm just going to highlight it yellow. So rather than banning the phones, perhaps it is better to allow them for certain, maybe at a certain time. So this is while going to and from school. Now see, so when ideas are combined from two different texts and the judgment is given, then it is more credit worthy. So this is how you get marks. And it's point by point. It's not 1 point against 4 points. It's 1 point against the other point, opponent point. Okay, opposing point. That is what you need to keep in mind. So the third FAQ that I was referring to was, so this is the first one. Okay. The third one was, what was the third one? Should we make separate paragraphs for advantages and disadvantages? The answer is no. Now you can understand the answer. Now we're coming to another question that I usually come across for directed writing task is, should we only take one side or prioritize prioritize all right, what's wrong with the spelling of priority, or prioritize any one text? Okay, what is the answer for this question? आपने एक साइड लेनी है कि you have to talk about both? Or which side will be dominating? Will the one side be dominating, or will both, you'll be talking neutrally for both sides? Or do I have to be neutral? Let me make, or do I need to be neutral in my response? Yes. Gee, what is the question, sir? So is this writing, this writing should be also advantage? Yes, sir, that's what तालिब आपको एक चीज बार बार बता रहा हूँ. Yes, advantage and disadvantage will go together. Okay, how should we start an article in social media writing? ठीक है जी, बताते हैं आपको. अभी हम conventions की तरफ नहीं जा रहे. ठीक है, one side dominant but both evaluated. Very well done, Ali Azim. This is the right answer. Yes. Okay. So one side dominated, but evaluating both. Yes, that's right. It's just like a debate, right? But the forms might be different, all right? There are different forms of writing that you're doing. Either you're doing article, report, or magazine, article, report, letter, or speech, or email. So one side dominant, but both evaluated. That is the only answer. आपको एक साइड लेनी है लेकिन दोनों को इवेलुएट करना है. Good. All right. Now, so these are the few FAQs that usually students ask me, and I thought it's better to, address these frequently asked questions so that you should be mentally ready that how should I attempt my paper. Now, let's move on towards different conventions of writing. ठीक है. लिखते कैसे हैं, फॉर्मेट क्या है हर चीज का, conventions of different forms of writing that you'll be asked in paper. Okay? We covered report yesterday, but I'll just start over with the article. Articles are in rich demand. So article में क्या करना है? सबसे पहले you have to write in always begin with a headline. Heading के बगैर you can't start your article. Any topic that you have to have the article. For example, let me share the entire screen again with all of you so that I can keep on referring to different papers. Okay? For example, this is your question here. All right. The question says, um, all right, base your article. I'll use the highlighter. Base your article what you have read uh with in both text, okay, and then it says this is the bullet that you can't ignore. This will be mentioned in the paper. Begin your article with a suitable headline. A suitable headline is needed. All right. तो आपको लिखनी है suitable headline. For example, headlines for article are usually catchy, interesting, grabbing. ठीक है. The easiest ways to write an article, the easiest way to write a headline of the article is begin with a rhetorical question. ये सबसे आसान है. इफ यू कांट बिकम क्रिएटिव, आपको नहीं यूज आ रहा कि जी हाउ टू यूज यू नो m dashes, how to use colon in my heading, how can I improve it, then easiest way is to begin with a rhetorical question that is going to be very much engaging. Okay, so we begin with a rhetorical question. All right. Now, so the topic over here, this is the topic that you have. You have to write advantage and disadvantage of social media for young people. So what can be the headline for this one? Easiest is social media a facilitation or a trap? Okay. अब देखो आप, this headline tells the reader categorically कि जी it is it a help, mean advantage है, or is it a trap, or is it a disadvantage? ठीक है. So this is the kind of headline that you can come across immediately. ठीक है. And you don't need to write about anything like this. So article is about social media advantage and disadvantage. We are not supposed to write this at all. Now this is your headline. Then comes the byline. This पे आपने अपना नाम लिख देना है. That's it. For example, we'll write Talib. It's not Talib you, it's Talib send someone else. Okay. Then this is how we should do it. All right. Now Now we'll begin. We can write 4 paragraphs altogether. It's entirely your choice. You can write 5 paragraphs also. Okay, vary, but keep the same format in your mind, you know. So this is what I've told you. What you have to do is You have to mix evaluation, okay, combine opposing ideas, all right, and from both text and evaluation and judgment is very much important. So you need to do that. Okay. In article, yes, you can write the thesis statement, which is a very थोड़ी सी होती है. You can write down a thesis statement in the article, a um, brief, um, two-liner, okay, that defines the problem. All right. It's again the choice of the writer how you're doing it. If this is your writing style, you can do it, or you can begin with or you may begin um, with any relevant anecdote, mean story, personal, थोड़ी सी relevant. Okay, that's what you need to do is. ठीक है? All right. So this is the format for article writing. Okay. Headline is necessary, byline is there, and then you can have 4 to 5 paragraphs depending upon your style. That's it. But style must remain the same. You have to have points from both text and with your judgment. Okay. Now, let's move on to words after article. If you have any question till now, please ask me in the chat window. We're done with the article. All right. Yes, headlines means dialogue. भाई we are doing directed writing, Anish. क्या हो गया आपको? Byline लिखा होता है. Right. Yeah, only you write by. You can like you can write this way byline or you can write by Talib Hussain. That's how you can do it. Okay? Headline does not mean our dialogue, please. Okay. So moving on to the next something next. All right. Okay. Got it. But we end with conclusion, right? Yes, article, you end with conclusion, and conclusion could be a few suggestions that you might not have given above. Okay. Conclusion could be a main topic that you want to retreat or you want to emphasize at the end. Yes, Fatma, you can do that as well. Okay. So conclusion, a brief, crisp summary of some crisp suggestions of whatever you have written and or any other point that you want to emphasize upon. That is going to be the last paragraph for you. Okay. Yes. So let's move on towards letters. ठीक है जी. Letters. How do we write letters? पहले तो please एक चीज रख लें. Remember, letters पे I always get this FAQ also. So should we mention or write addresses? ठीक है. तो बेटा ये हम नहीं लिखते. ये पता नहीं 5वीं 6वीं प्राइमरी स्कूल में क्यों सिखाते हैं कि जी लेटर्स या ईमेल्स पे आप लिखो टू फलाना और राइट फ्रॉम दिस बंदा और राइट एंड देन द डे this thing. This is not needed. To from is not needed in email or letter. Okay. All right. So you simply begin. They will even tell you in the question that how do you begin your letter. All right. They will tell you that categorically. For instance, I'll open this one paper from May, June. I guess that was a letter. All right. Let me open it. It's 2022. Okay. So yes, there we go. Yes, it's May, June. No, it's October, November, sorry. It's October, November 2024. And this is the writing question that you have. ठीक है. Please इस पे किसी ने वो एग्जामिनेशन हॉल भी कुछ लोग भी लिखते हैं. ठीक है. Please, that is not the format of Cambridge at all. So they will tell you, okay. So yeah, like school is considering banning phones. In school has asked students for reviews, write an email, and they're asking you, begin your email with dear principal. and a suitable ending. All right, and a suitable ending. So you have to begin with the dear principal, and that's it. Okay, all right. Okay, so now here's a disagreement with few people, right? And it's okay. So you can write down dear principal, simply principal. Okay, and please pal pal is your school head. Principal is rules. Dear principal, simple. Okay. Few people they say they you need to mention the subject. ठीक है आप लिख देंगे तो it's okay. All right. It's okay if you write subject and then you write dear principal. अगर आप नहीं लिखेंगे तो आपके मार्क्स नहीं कटेंगे और लिखने पे मार्क्स बनते नहीं है लेकिन बस आपका कंटेंट थोड़ा सा स्ट्रीमलाइंड हो जाता है. All right. So it's entirely your choice to write down subject and then you have to write down dear principal. Okay. So 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 in the opening paragraph you establish a context. All right. You establishing a context is very, very much important. Okay. A bit of context, and it has to, when you're writing a formal email, then it has to start with dear. When you're writing an informal email, you start with hello. I'll tell you about it in a while. Okay. Dear principal, establish a context, and which means, a bit of greeting. Okay. We'll end it with yours sincerely. जी अभी आते हैं इसके ऊपर भी जी. When you are writing the name of principal, ठीक है, I'll open another document for this one. There you go. I guess that we did that in one of the class, right? So I'm not sure. ये आप याद रखें. This is what it. When you're starting with dear principal, ठीक है? So, oh, okay, we need to take a break after a while. Principal का, okay, all right. Okay, when you're starting a letter with dear principal, आपकी ending यहाँ होगी जी yours faithfully. FAITHFULLY पे. And then you write your name. Okay, whatever. Let's Talib is dominating. ठीक है जी. When you're writing the name of principal, dear Miss Aisha, okay. Then your ending would be yours sincerely. Please sincerely के spelling याद कर लें. SINCERELY. ठीक है. And then you write your name here. Oh, Brida is becoming famous. Okay. Then, which he doesn't like at all. I know it. Okay. So this is the ending. We're going to another table when we talk about informal email. Okay. Or informal letter. For example, you're writing to
सर ये
your
स्टार्टिंग है इसकी सर?
जी बेटा.
सर ये स्टार्टिंग है या फिर एंडिंग है सर, ये
बेटा
सिंसियरली
ये
कैसे?
डियर प्रिंसिपल है और उसके बाद चार
ये
पांच
ऐसे
पैराग्राफ लिख के तो एंडिंग ये करनी है. ठीक है. I'll show
सही
you.
सर.
Yeah, I'll show you a sample email in a while. Oh no. I said we will be taking a break, quick break. Take care of 10 minutes. Take care, and I'll be joining you back around it's what is the time right now? Yes, I'll be joining you at 8 o'clock. Okay. So we'll continue from the same point. I've been given a reminder for break. Okay. तो अभी हमारा ये ईमेल वाला चल रहा था, right? So if we'll continue from here again after about 10 minutes. All right. So if you have any question, post that in the chat window. Send me a text message. Send me your work. I'll be working tomorrow as well.